Good morning. Welcome to LoveBabz, LoveTalk. This is the second hour, and I got my friend Gorman Bechard on. Hey, Gorman Bechard from the New Haven Docks. The film festival is about to kick off October 12th, right?
2 weeks from today.
And you're kicking it off with the Black Barbie documentary.
We absolutely are. It's a fun film. It's an important film. It's a beautifully made film. One of the co-directors is going to be there. So yeah, and you're going to be there
I'm gonna be
interviewing.
there because
That's
I'm
right.
delighted to have a conversation with the filmmaker. So I'm excited because everybody's got a Barbie story. Even black girls got a Barbie story.
I don't have a Barbie story. Maybe because I'm the wrong sex on that one.
Did you have a sister? Did you grow up with a sister?
I
Or?
did, but she was a lot younger than I am, so I don't really remember. By the time she was playing with Barbies, I was already like playing with guitars and
Oh, so you were
yeah,
that much older.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm watching the press around the country about this little film, and people are talking about it, and everybody's got a Barbie story, which I didn't really think about, and I did not realize that a black Barbie is just a recent thing. It's not, Barbie was what, from the 1950s.
Right.
Black Barbie didn't show up until like the 1970s.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like everything else. Everything seems to like take way too long or never seems to happen.
Mm-hmm,
Welcome
mm-hmm.
to America, right?
And this is an anniversary time for you, right? Because the
And
gala,
here.
this is the gala. The Barbie movie kicks off the gala. So
Mhm.
what year are we in? What year are you in?
This is our 10th anniversary.
It has been 10 years.
Yeah, it started with just 4 films back in 2014, in June of 2014, and somehow we're like at 100 films and 11 days. And we survived the pandemic, which some places didn't, and we're happy to be here. You
So
know,
when you started this in 2014, was your intention to have a big giant film festival, or is it just because you are a filmmaker and you're like, you know what, I like films, let me do a little something?
well, when we started it, it was really more just to show there were 4 of us who met. We were all from the area, and we met for the first time at the Big Sky Documentary Film Festival in Missoula, Montana, of all places. And we decided, one of us had the venue at Yale. So we decided, hey, let's just do a 1 day thing and show the 4 films, and it was fun. And 2 of the filmmakers ended up moving to Arizona, and me and Charles Musser, who was the professor from Yale, said, let's just keep it going. I think the next year was 4 days, then it went to like 7 days, and then I don't know. Next thing we know, it's 11 days, and by 2019, it's there's 120 films in 11 days, and we're all over the city. And then it was going to be even bigger than that in 2020, but of course, COVID had different ideas for us. But we still managed to do some live screenings in 2020, which you probably remember, and
Mm-hmm.
now we're back. I mean, the biggest challenge this year was our partner theater, the Criterion, is actually closing on our opening night.
Yeah.
It's funny. That's such an odd, of all things but I think I want to almost say to the people in New Haven, one door closes, another door opens, and here you have 11 days of great movies, half of which are pay what you can, so essentially free if you want, that you're not going to get a chance to see anywhere else.
I love it. I love it. And so you're kicking it off at the New Haven Museum. What is it about the New Haven Museum that you find attractive?
Well, we had been trying to work with them pre-COVID. We were gonna do a screening with them in 2020, and so we've talked about it every year. And they're finally to the point where they're okay with they're finally really open to the public, and it's just a beautiful place that captures the city. And most people, I feel most people don't even know it exists.
Mm.
They think it's another Yale building. You
I
know?
do think people think it's another Yale bit, but it's a beautiful building because I've
Yeah.
hosted stuff. I've gone to stuff there. I've hosted stuff there. It's got a nice grandeur to it. It's
Mhm.
very pretty. So and it's open, like it's a big space.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The atrium when you first walk in is gorgeous. I mean, there's some, there's a lot of New Haven history there. Love the old elevator with the metal door that
Oh, I
shuts.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was kind of like we were looking for a bigger space because a lot of our venues tend to be are a little bit smaller this year because we didn't have the Criterion. But yeah, so it just seemed for this movie, and they were very excited about hosting this film as well. So I think it'll be a good night.
I think so. I think so. So talk to me about all the films that you're showing in the next, in the 11 days of the festival.
Well, I mean, there's, as usual, there's something for everybody. I mean, that's one of the big things I think we try to push with this festival. Whether you like, if you like jazz, you are covered this year.
Oh, yes, yes.
The Max Roach film, which is our closing night film, is a beautiful film. One of the directors is also going to be there, and there's going to be a tribute concert afterwards from the Alan Lowe Quartet. And that's at Cafe 9. That's on Sunday the 22nd. And the other great jazz film is called Sloan, a Jazz Singer.
Yes.
And it's honestly about a singer. I love jazz vocalists. Billie Holiday is my all-time favorite singer. And I never heard of this woman. And I think a lot of people haven't. And she's sort of like peaked really early and then just kind of stayed under the radar. And it is an absolutely perfectly made film. It's one of our highest rated films as well. I mean, it's beautiful.
Wow, I love it.
If you like rock and roll, there's this great, especially if you're like college age and you're into alternative, there's a great documentary called The Elephant Six Recording Company, which was a collective of all these bands that really put out some influential albums in the 90s and the 2000s. The best known one is Neutral Milk Hotel, and that's playing on our first Saturday, the 14th at the Witch Bitch thrift store just up on Whitney Avenue. There they have a little black box theater in the back, right across. It's actually right across the street from the New Haven Museum.
Yes. Yeah. And you got the Karen Carpenter.
The Karen Carpenter is right now is our biggest seller. That's going to be probably sold out by the end of the week, at the end of this week. That's at Cafe 9. So we put an additional screening of the Karen Carpenter on Sunday morning at Best Video.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah,
and you've got I believe Brian is singing. I
know that's on I know there's a number of people singing on the Thursday night at in fact I can look that up right here on the Thursday night at Cafe 9. There's no one singing at Best Video. Is just going to be the film. But the Thursday night we've got Chris Santala, Jay and Caitlin Russell, Kirsten Caesar, Brian Ember is singing. Yes, Shelley Velasquez,
Brian Robinson, right? Brian Robinson, Samuel Robinson.
Well, the only Brian I'm seeing is Brian Ember, and there's Brian Stevens on bass, and also Laura Lee Gale and Rebecca Skoda. They're all playing. It's but it should be. I mean, it's by Dean, who always does our tributes, and he always produces a great show.
That's good. I didn't realize Karen Carpenter was from New Haven.
I honestly had forgotten all about that.
I think I did too.
This was a film that like we're basically the festival's all set, and my wife says, "How come you're not showing this?" And I'm like, I didn't hear of that. So it sort of fell under our radar. And I reached out to the filmmaker, and within 24 hours, it was on the schedule.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
So do you ever run across filmmakers who maybe presented something in your early part of the festival and then they come back around a second time with another film? Like, do you ever have that kind of crossover?
Oh God, yeah. You mean from like a previous festival, a previous year, and they come back with something new?
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. In fact, we definitely have that this year. With Maya, and who remember you might have been there, the film about wanting to buy a house in Waterbury.
Oh yeah.
She has a new film this year, and I'm going to be really bad, and there's so many films that it's like I'm going to have to literally like look up her film right now, but it's and of course I'm not going to find it. But she has a film this year on a similar subject of dealing with race discrimination in the area in the Waterbury area. Another film too, though, which I believe you're also doing at the Stetson Library, is Locked Out, which is another beautiful film that we're offering this year. It's like there's so much. There's fun stuff, like there's a movie on the first Sunday morning about speed dating for seniors.
Oh, okay. I'm kind of interested in that because I think I'm at the senior door.
No, I think this is actually I think like 75 and up. So it's funny. I mean, I saw this film a few years ago, and I've been trying to get it since, and it really is just a fun film.
So do you have a cutoff? Do you say, okay, we could only have 100 films, or we could only have 125 films?
The problem this year was the number of venues. We were really short on venues. Last year, when we had the Criterion, we had a lot more, a lot more ability to show more films, because we had 2 screens always at the Criterion. We had the screen at the library, so we had a lot going on. This year, we really was trying to fit into other people's schedules. Like, hey, like Witch Bitch, we can show. You can have us this night and this day and this night. But people had it was sort of last minute. I mean, we didn't really know about the Criterion closing until August.
Okay.
Yeah, so that sort of put us in a little bit of a bind, so but in the same respect, it's I think it also opens us up to more venues and people who didn't know about the festival all around New Haven, from Witch Bitch to, being at the Stetson, being at Gather on State Street, the Cannon, the vegetarian restaurant and bar on Dwight Street is showing 3 films. So we have 10 venues now, which I kind of like.
Mm-hmm. And so do you pick places because of the subject of the film, or you pick places because you just think this would be a cool place to have a film?
A little bit of both. It's like, obviously we want a place that's going to be open to a film festival kind of crowd, but I also then try to tailor the movies we put there towards what the venue is. Witch Bitch has a much younger skewing amount of films, a lot of LGBT kind of films, where Canon is more music related. Excuse me. I can't die before the festival.
No, okay, we're not doing that.
Hey, we're getting up there. It's like you just never know, Unfortunately.
I'm interested in seeing the films at Canon. I want to see how that space will work for a screening of a film. That'd be kind of cool.
Me too. So it's gonna be a surprise for all of us, and that's
because I like that space. I like that space. I like their food. So
they're great. They're so nice.
I haven't been there in a minute, but I plan on catching one of those.
And by the way, Maya Gray's film is Green Thumb, Brown Hand, and it's about the basically the food, affordable food for people in Waterbury. So
okay,
and it's once again, it's another very good film from a local filmmaker, and that is playing. I can even tell everyone when that's playing. Though of course you can go on. That's playing on the 16th at noon.
Okay. And so when people want to know what's playing, they just go to newhavendocs.org.
NHDOCS.org. Yep.
NHDOCS.org. And then it'll give you the full lineup, and it'll give you a synopsis of the film.
Oh yeah, so and you can see the trailers as well.
Yes. It's well done. I like it.
Thank you. That was thankfully Katie, my assistant, did a great job of setting everything up.
And these films, Gorman, are not like hours and hours and hours long. Like these films are like little short films that you can, watch and then have a real conversation about. Like, you know what I mean? Like you don't got to wait 2 hours, 3 hours to watch a film.
No. Even the features, most of them are under 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a lot of shorts this year. We have 7 different short blocks. We have shorts playing with a number of the features. So a real great collection of shorts this year. I mean, I believe our total number of shorts is, and that's not counting student. We got like 45 shorts this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, Harry's from Waterbury, so he'll find this film of interest.
It's definitely worth coming to, and that's at the library. So, like I said, go online. You can buy a free ticket. You can basically get a free ticket. You just gotta, get your ticket online, or it's probably going to be some available at the door as well. So,
all right, Harry. So if you're in town, Harry, come through and see a film about a filmmaker in your city. So I've seen her work already, and with the way she was trying to buy a house in Waterbury, I thought that was like, wow, that's pretty interesting, and profoundly what people are up against when they're trying to, buy in places where they want to live,
Well, I mean, my wife and I always talk about it. We couldn't afford our house. We bought our house 29 years ago. We couldn't afford it today. I mean, you look at the market, and it's like, because I remember, when I used to work in LA back in, 30 years ago, and, starter homes were $500,000. And it's like, who has $500,000 for a starter home? I know I didn't. So yeah.
Well, yeah.
And not to mention now with, the interest rates being so high. So, but that's a whole other story.
That's another film.
I always joke that there is a documentary in pretty much everything. There really is. I mean, you can make a documentary pretty much about any subject if you know how to tell a story. And that's always the big thing here. It's like, we have one guy. You remember the film Super Size Me, where the guy is talking about McDonald's for 30 days? We have a different version of that, and it's from Australia, and it's called Disconnect Me. And it's about a guy who literally shuts off all phones, laptops, everything for 1 month. And it's what he has to go through and how he deals with it, and the withdrawal and so forth.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's fun because he's very tongue-in-cheek about it, but it's definitely an interesting look at how addicted we are to our cell phones.
All right.
Can you imagine putting your phone away for a month? Yeah, exactly.
Because my phone is my map, it's my calendar, it's my appointments, it's my dentist, it's my doctor. It's like all the things. Like
he literally had to set up a landline and
oh my God,
everything. Yeah. It's a fun film. It's definitely worth coming to. It really is. We're showing the one film of mine we're showing. I don't have anything new this year.
I was just going to ask you, because you had a dog film last year, right?
Yep. Okay. That was Old Friends. Yep. Because and we do have another dog screening. It's a great film called Healing Dakota, which is about a German Shepherd that served in Afghanistan that has PTSD.
Oh,
and it's about healing this dog, and that's going to be a benefit for the Friends in the New Haven Animal Shelter. So instead of buying a ticket, we're asking people bring dog food, bring collars, leashes, toys, anything for the shelter.
Okay.
And that's going to be on Saturday, the 21st at 2:30 p.m. And the filmmaker is going to be there.
Oh, good.
But my film, I decided let's do a 10th anniversary thing. So we're going to show the film that I showed 10 years ago. It's about the first openly gay musician in hardcore punk, a guy named Grant Hart. And this was at a day when, this was at a time of skinheads and stuff, and being gay was not considered cool at that point, especially in this group. It was the film that we all met. It was that I was showing out in Missoula when we all met. And
wow!
At 1:00 at the at Witch Bitch.
Wow, that's pretty cool. You should make sure you talk that up. So the subject of the film, is he still around? Is he still?
No, he died. He died probably about 5-6 years ago now.
Wow.
Yeah, and but he was definitely an interesting character. He was, and the funny thing was, here he is. It's a 3-piece hardcore punk band, and 2 of the guys are gay. But the one guy who's got the Village People mustache, he's the straight guy. I seriously, if I showed you a picture of this band and I would say, who might be gay in this? The bass player, Norton, would so like be who you'd pick out because of he's in shape, he's got the big mustache, but no, he was the straight guy.
So are you working on a new film? Because you're a filmmaker, so I'm
Yes.
sure you got to be working on
Oh,
stuff.
we're working on. We have like 5 films going right now.
Oh man.
We just started. Well, I mean, I'm finishing up Powder Ridge, which I think I've probably talked to you
Oh
about.
yes.
Yeah. We're up to 75 interviews with that. That one just keeps growing and growing. I might be still filming that when I'm being lowered into the ground. And then there's where I think we can finally finish the factory film. So I was doing a film on the clock factory.
Yeah, and I guess it's undergone some changes or something, or like it's no longer going to, I don't know.
Well, it's still going to be affordable housing, but I don't think there's going to be any affordable housing for artists kind of thing. But at least it's not going to have a wrecking ball. For like the past 2 years, I didn't know what the ending of the movie was. It's been in limbo, and now it looks like the Housing Authority of New Haven is buying the building and is going to renovate it. So at least now my movie, I mean, I was like, I'm watching the movie, we have it here, and we have no ending. And it's just like, which was driving me crazy, because before COVID, there were all these grand plans, and then everything sort of shut down for a couple of years. So I'm sort of hoping that that's going to be finished early into the new year.
Okay.
And we just launched. We're also doing another local film on the history of Best Video, which is a really interesting history, which I didn't even know about despite living down the street. When Hank started the store in 1985, he got 500 movies, but only movies that he could personally recommend. He didn't care if they were like popular or not. He was like, if you came in there, he could personally tell you why you would love this movie. And I thought that was a really, and think about it. How many video stores are left?
I was just going to ask you, are there any left? Are they the last one standing?
There's 3 other very large stores on the West Coast that I've been able to find: Seattle, Portland, and Los Angeles. And there's Best Video.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, it's really kind of a library of film, and Best Video has more films than Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Hulu combined.
Wow. So how do people watch movies? Do you have to have a VCR or something like
what?
Well,
no, I mean, a lot of people still have DVD players. I still have a DVD.
Oh
player.
yeah.
That's the majority of their films now. But I also still have a VHS player.
Oh no.
VHS
I think my computer has one of my computer has a DVD player in it. Yeah.
But the VHS player, VHS is coming back. Yeah, 2 of my old horror films have been re-released on VHS. So go figure,
Is that a good thing? Like, does that make you happy? Like, are you like, okay, that's cool?
I think it's cool. That's pretty much it. I mean, we're not getting rich off of VHS re-releases. But it's cool that someone wants to do it, that someone likes the movie that much,
Yeah, no, I think for the purpose of nostalgia and history, I mean, I think it's a cool idea.
Oh, definitely, definitely is. I'm trying to think of other movies I can tell you about here. Do you know Jenny Medina Morris?
No.
Okay, Jenny is doing a Latin American night at the library on Friday the 20th, and she's playing 2 really great films: The Illusion of Abundance and Tamara. So that's another great one. Steve Hamm, who's a local filmmaker, who
I know Steve. I've had him on the show because he's all about environmental justice kind of work now.
And he's doing a film on called Mundo Maya, which is going to be at the St. Paul and St. James Church on Olive and Chapel. And that's on Saturday night at 8:00, Saturday the 21st. I mean, we have Barbara Koppel's brand new film, Gumbo Coalition, which is about civil rights in Louisiana. We've got an amazing film on architecture, which is going to be screening at the Willoughby's on York Street, which is in the architecture building, called Modernism Incorporated. And that's going to be really interesting because not only we have the filmmaker, we've got one of the heads of the architect school at Yale, and we've got the subject's brother. So it's going to be it should be a really interesting Q&A.
Okay. So is there a theme for this film festival? Do you solicit in themes? Like, do you think about, well, this year's theme is about whatever, or do you just sort of like, it's a film festival, whatever we get?
There are too many films to do with it. You would never find the films to fit the theme. So I think my theme with the film festival is just really great documentaries that you can't see anywhere else.
Okay. I like that. I like it. So now, do you personally see every single film that comes through your door?
I see all of the films that are programmed. But we get in hundreds and hundreds of films. And if I have 2 or 3 people that are saying this is a horrible film, I don't usually waste the time.
You trust that people say it.
I trust I mean, we have a couple of very long-term jurors, and yeah, so I don't really I don't need to go beyond them a lot of times.
All right, now I know you have a love of pizza.
You do? That's come through?
It's come through.
Yeah.
So is there a pizza night in this thing? Like, what's happening?
You know, there isn't. I mean, because Sally's doesn't have its outdoor tent anymore, so there's not really a place where we can show something. And for right now, my pizza movie's been seen enough. I mean, let's face it. And I mean, we just had a big screening of it in June at the Eli Whitney Museum on Whitney Avenue. So I think so this year the only pizza is really going to be like feeding the staff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they will be sick of pizza.
Well, I knew pizza would be somewhere in the mix because you are a pizza lover and probably the best New Haven ambassador of pizza there is.
Well, I mean, the thing is that, you know, I just did a piece. It's funny, I just did a screening the on Monday night, and the person interviewing me which was like crazy to me, was Francis Roselli, who is Frank Pepe's grandson.
Oh, okay.
And he's the one who's interviewing me, and I'm thinking I should be interviewing him. But you know, and we were talking about that, and I was talking to people in Greenwich, and they're like, well, what good pizza is there here? And I'm like, there is none. You have no good pizza. There are 3 pizza places. There's Sally's, Pepe's, and Modern. And if you don't have those pizza, you know, then you don't have pizza. You know,
that is too funny. All right, so I've already been announcing all week, Gorman, that I am coming onto the board of the New Haven Docs, which I'm delighted.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, we started this. It took, because of COVID, it took 3 years to get our 501c3, which was forever. But you know, so it was kind of like, let's just take the people we know for right now, since we don't even know what's going on. Is the world going to end? Is this thing going to end? You know, but now it's like, and we finally got our accreditation in late April. So it's like, right now, let's just get the festival going. But you know, yes, we would love to have you, and we are very proud to have you. And I think you will bring a lot to the table here, because I really, because it's film, and because film is I think the most accessible art form for everybody. Because I mean, it combines photography and storytelling and music and acting, and I mean, it really is to me always been the ultimate art form. That we need to have a festival that's accessible to everybody. In New Haven, I mean, my goal ultimately, I would, if we ever could raise enough money, I would love for every screening to be like pay what you can. You know, so that anyone who wants to come to the festival, I don't care if they want to come to the gala or if they want to come to something at noon at the library, they can come.
Yes. Well, I'm delighted. I love films. I'm a filmmaker. Some of my best friends are filmmakers, and I just love New Haven Docs. I've been a fan from a very long time. I've come to films. I've talked about films. So thank you for inviting me, and I look forward to it. And I'm excited to talk about the Barbie movie. So I want people to come out and next Thursday. Wait, no, the week
2 weeks.
after, 2
Yep.
weeks, 6 o'clock at
Yep.
the New Haven Museum. It'll be
Tickets are
wonderful.
online.
The tickets are online. Get your ticket.
It's
Show up.
$35. You get 2 drinks, some food, and a movie.
I love it.
As someone said to me, it's like a drink in New Haven is $15, so that's a bargain.
It's a bargain. So if you're looking for something to do on a Thursday night for a date, this is your ticket right here.
Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, it's such a good film. And let's face it, I mean, what was the movie everyone talked about all summer long? Was Barbie.
Barbie.
And this is a documentary about a completely different side, about the real doll, and about trying to make it so that the real doll actually represented
everybody.
All girls. Yeah, they were playing.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to the conversation. So thank you for inviting me and thinking of me.
Of course.
And I've got my own. I've got Barbies. I'm a grown up and I have Barbie dolls. So listen, I'm about it. So thank you, Gorman. It's a pleasure to see you. It's always great to talk to you. I'm looking forward to the film festival. It comes right on the heels of the Arts and Ideas Festival ending, so people can stay in this. I gotta be outside. I gotta go to stuff.
Gotta go do something. Yeah.
Gotta go do something. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody out here and loving these films the way that we love them. So thank you, Gorman.
Thank you so much. I will. I'm sure I'll be talking to you soon.
You will, and say hi to Lucy because I know you're on with Lucy sometime later today.
Yeah, tomorrow. I'm on tomorrow.
Yep. Oh, that'll be great. So
excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
All right, my dear. Take good care. All right, Harry Droz, I'm on my way out. And I'll see you. I don't think I'll see you tomorrow, Harry. So be safe. Love you. And I'll send you the picture we took at the party. I'm sorry, not party. Staff meeting.